Good morning, students. So, in the meanwhile, I have given you an assignment, and thankfully, many students have submitted. Around 80% students have submitted, but still 20% students are remaining. So, the purpose of giving the assignment was that whatever I discussed regarding biomolecules, you should be thorough. But it seems that most of you are following Google, not me, because your answers are not as per what I taught you, but as per Google. So it's okay if you follow it, but try to follow the things which are given in the textbook, because the questions will be asked accordingly. In some cases, you are confused. For example, in the last class, we elucidated the structure, open chain structure of fructose. So, open chain structure of fructose is like this: CH2OH, carbon number 1, then CO, then CHOH, then CHOH, then CHOH. So, this is carbon number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and at last again CH2OH. Okay, so this is the open chain structure of fructose. So here there are two groups, hydrogen on one side, hydroxyl on another side. So with respect to these three only, where I have given the asterisk mark, so with respect to these three, the orientation of OH group is possible, hydroxyl group is possible. That means the number of chiral centers or asymmetric carbons, whatever you can say, the number of asymmetric carbons or chiral carbons in fructose will be 1, 2 and 3. Only 3, not 4. Okay. So the number of chiral carbons or asymmetric carbons on fructose will be 3. So here the value of N, that means N means chiral carbons or asymmetric carbons, so it will be 3. So number of optical isomers possible, in case of fructose, I have told you, will be 2 to the power N, that means 2 to the power 3, that is 8. So unlike glucose, fructose gives you 8 optically active isomers or 8 optical isomers, because with respect to carbon number 3, 4, 5, the orientation of hydroxyl group is possible, and it gives rise to 8 different isomers which are optically active. Okay, so number of asymmetric carbons or chiral carbons in fructose will be 3. That is the first point. Then second one, regarding formation of osagen. How osagen is formed? Now whenever glucose and fructose is treated with excess of phenyl hydrazine, then osagen is formed. The formula will be CH double bond NH C6H5, then C double bond NH C6H5, then remaining will be unchanged. That is, at number 3, hydrogen will be this side, OH will be this side. At number 4, OH will be this side, hydrogen will be this side. Number 5, similarly, OH will be on the right side, OH will be on the right side, hydrogen will be on the left side. Then at last, CH2OH. So this is the structure of osagen. How it is formed? Now when both glucose or fructose is treated with excess phenyl hydrazine, when both glucose and fructose are treated with excess phenylhydrazine, then osagen is formed. So I asked you, the formation of osagen confirms what? What similarity between glucose and fructose? If you go through my class again, you will see clearly that I have told you it is only due to similar structure of carbon or similar orientation of hydroxyl group at carbon atom number 3, 4 and 5. That means the orientation of hydroxyl group both in glucose as well as fructose are same in glucose and fructose. So that's why osagen is formed. It confirms that glucose and fructose have same orientation of hydroxyl group with respect to which carbons? Now same configuration at carbon number 3, 4 and 5. So what will be your answer? Now because it confirms that the glucose and fructose, they both have similar structure at a similar orientation of hydroxyl group at carbon number 3, 4 and 5. So this should have been the answer. But what I marked, your answer, it's matching more that of Google, not that of me or not that of the book. So I think you are following. Okay Google, okay, but that's not the case. You try to go through what I am teaching you, because I am strictly following the textbooks from which the questions will be asked. So next we will discuss what are the evidences against presence of stretch chain structure. So next students we will discuss what are the evidences against upon chain structure of fructose. So unlike glucose, fructose coexist in equilibrium in three forms: stretch chain structure, then a pyranose structure and a furanose structure. So there is equilibrium between these three structures. So glucose had two structures, pyranose structure and stretch chain structure, but here it coexists in equilibrium between three different structures, where out of these three, one is a stretch chain, other two are ring or closed ring structures. One is resembling with that of furan, that's why it is called furanose, and another resembles with pyran, so it is called pyranose. Okay, so briefly we will discuss what are the evidences against upon chain structure of fructose. Now first one, fructose does not form additional product with sodium bisulfite, although it contains a carbonyl group. We mark that at C2 a carbonyl group is there, but if it is free, the carbonyl group is free, it should have formed an addition product with sodium bisulfite, but it does not form, which confirms that the carbonyl group present at second carbon atom is not free, because it is involved in a hemiketal linkage with oxygen. Okay, in the case of glucose it was hemiacetal linkage, here it will be hemiketal linkage. So the second carbon atom, it is engaged with a intramolecular rearrangement, undergoes intramolecular rearrangement to form a hemiketal structure or closed ring structure. It may be pyranose, it may be furanose, which we will be discussing later on. The next, like glucose, the aqueous solution of fructose shows mutarotation. Mutarotation means change in specific rotation, change in specific rotation. That means change in the degree as shown in the polarimeter. That means any optically active isomer, I told you, they undergo, they can rotate the plane of polarized light. So the degree to, or the extent of degree to which it rotates is known as specific rotation. So what is mutarotation? Now it is the property by virtue of which only change in the specific rotation takes place. The other properties, they remain same or intact. So like glucose, the aqueous solution of fructose also shows mutarotation. That means change in specific rotation. Okay, that means it confirms again the presence of two stereoisomers. In case of glucose it was alpha and beta D-glucose. Here also in case of fructose it will be alpha and beta D-fructose. So because it shows mutarotation, undergoes mutarotation, that means change in specific orientation, specific rotation alpha, it confirms that in case of fructose also there are two stereoisomers possible, which are alpha and beta D-fructose. Third one, if alpha and beta isomers of fructose are confirmed, then it confirms the two types of structures. Either I told you it may be a pyranose structure or it may be a furanose structure. Okay, pyranose structure means 6-membered ring, furanose structure will be 5-membered ring, which we will be discussing next. So the alpha and beta isomers of fructose are confirmed as it forms two stereoisomeric methyl fructosides. Okay, so you have to remember that these are the evidences against open chain structure of fructose. Then next we will see how alpha and beta D fructose are formed by intramolecular rearrangement. So next we will discuss the ring structure or cyclic structure of fructose. So for that we have to once again write the open chain structure, because from this the intramolecular arrangement takes place, then the ring structure is formed. Similar to the last one here, at second carbon atom the rearrangement takes place because it forms a hemiketal group with respect to or with to fifth carbon atom. So there is an interaction between second and fifth carbon atom. Remaining they remain unaltered or unchanged. So here the electrons are shifted to the oxygen atom. Now the carbon gets positive charge, oxygen gets negative charge. So like it was in the last case. Then there is a unpaired, there is a electron pair here which will attack this carbon atom. The lone pair of electron present on oxygen will attack this carbon atom because it has gained positive charge. Now the oxygen will be attached to second carbon atom. Similarly, this hydrogen, it will be attached to the oxygen because hydrogen has positive charge here, and it will attack O minus because oxygen has gained negative charge here. So from these two structures are possible. Two structures are possible. One will be alpha, another will be beta. Alpha means OH will be at right side, beta will be OH at the minus left hand side. So here C OH, let us say OH to this side, CH to OH. So this is the first carbon atom, this is the second carbon atom. Okay, this is the second carbon atom, this is the first carbon atom. Then remaining unchanged, C H OH at third carbon atom, fourth one C OH H, fifth one C H, and the linkage has taken place with respect to the fifth carbon atom here. So the linkage is here, hemiketal linkage will be here, then last one will be unchanged H, CH2OH. So here the OH group is in the left side, so it will be beta D glucose, fructose, beta D fructose. How to identify? Now the placement of OH group. Similarly, with respect to orientation at second carbon atom, the isomer will change to alpha D fructose. So what will be structure of alpha D fructose? Now remaining will be same. C OH this side, right side. Here CH2OH. Then CHOH. Then COH. H. Then fifth carbon atom comes CH. Then there is the linkage between second carbon atom and fifth carbon atom like this. This is called hemiketal linkage because this is the first carbon atom, this is the second one, and this is the fifth one. Okay. Then CH2. So here the OH group is placed at the right hand side. This means it will be alpha D fructose. Okay. So two stereoisomers are possible in this case, which confirms the ring structure of fructose. And as I told you, fructose can have two types of rings. One 5-membered ring. This is the 5-membered ring structure called furanose structure. Okay. So it is called also alpha D fructofuranose It is also known as beta D fructofuranose. Then another 6-membered ring also is possible. Here CH2 will be at one side, OH group will be different. Okay, so that is called pyranose structure. Okay, so as I told you, fructose coexist in equilibrium between 3 structures. One is fructofuranose structure, another is fructopyranose structure, another is straight chain structure. So they coexist in equilibrium. So next we will draw the Haworth structure for these furanose structures. Okay. So next we will draw the Haworth structure of alpha D fructose and beta D fructose. So here is a furanose structure, means 5-membered ring. So what is the trick? Now you have to take oxygen like this at the center. Then a 5-membered ring like this. Okay, oxygen at this one. Then like this. What is the key? I told you in the last class to draw the Haworth structure. Whatever will be on the left hand side will be at the top. Whatever will be at the right hand side will be at the bottom. Okay. So start from this one. CH2OH will be at the top. Then OH here. So this becomes the first carbon atom. This one the second one. Then third one, left hand side is OH. So it will be at the top. H will be at the bottom. This is the third one. Then fourth one, what is at the left hand side? Now H will be at the top. So at the fourth one, H will be at the top and OH will be at the bottom. Fifth one, CH2 OH, then H. Okay. So this is the furanose structure of alpha D fructose. So it is called alpha D fructofuranose, or simply alpha D fructose. Alpha D fructose. Similarly, coming up to this one, again oxygen will be at the center. Then we will make a 5-membered ring like this. Like this. Okay. Then draw 2 lines at each. Like this. Okay. So what is on the left hand side here? OH will be at the top. Then CH2 OH. So this is the first carbon atom. This one is the second one. Then next one, OH will be at the top. O H. H will be at the bottom. Then H at the top. OH will be at the bottom. Then this one. This is the 6th one, sorry, this is the 5th one. Okay. So this is your beta D fructofuranose, or simply beta D fructose. Beta D fructose. Okay. So this is how to draw the Haworth structure. Okay. Haworth structure. You have to draw like this. Okay. Same trick again. Whatever will be at the left hand side will be on the top of the ring. Whatever will be on the right hand side will be at the bottom. Okay. So next we will draw the Haworth structure of pyranodes, beta D pyranodes and alpha D pyranodes. So next students, as I told you, next we'll discuss the pyranose structure of fructose. So two types of ring structures are possible, I told you. In the previous one we discussed regarding 5-membered ring structure which resembles furan, so it's called furanose structure. And now a 6-membered ring structure which resembles pyran, so it's called pyranose structure. Okay, so I have drawn the Hayward projection for these two. Look, so this is beta D fructopyranose or simply beta D fructose. Why beta? Now because OH is present at the top. Top means left hand side. What is the key? Whatever will be on the left hand side will be at the top. Okay, so this is beta D fructopyranose. So how to count it? Now it is the first carbon atom, second one, third one, fourth one, fifth one, and sixth one. So this is how to count the carbon atoms. Okay. Next, then this one is alpha D fructopyranose. How to know it? Now because the OH group is at the bottom. What will be at the bottom? Now whichever is at the right hand side. So when OH group is present in the right hand side of the straight chain, then it is the alpha one. When it is present at the left hand side, it is the beta one. So this is the carbon atom number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So this is the beta D fructopyranose structure or alpha D fructopyranose structure or alpha D fructose simply. So with this we come to end of monosaccharides. Okay, the structure and details regarding glucose and fructose. So I think we'll give a break here because we don't know regarding the remaining syllabus what are to be there. So from this class onwards we will not discuss biomolecules. In the next class I will start a new chapter. Okay, so this is for today. Thank you very much.